Hi, I'm Kelsey Hudson, one of the Youth Service Librarians at Middleton Public Library. This is our 5th digital teen book talk for our summer reading program, Imagine Your Story. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite genres, fantasy. All of the books I talk about today are available through Middleton Public Library. The first book I'm going to talk about is one that I really love. It is Serpent and Dub by Shelby Mahurin. A witch and a witch hunter end up married. What could go wrong with that, right? So this story takes place in the fictional city of Caesarine, where magic is outlawed and witches are hunted down and burned at the stake by witch hunters. Louise LeBlanc is a white witch, and she is on the run not only from witch hunters, but also from her old coven and from her mom. She dresses like a boy and does questionably illegal things in order to get by in Caesarine, and she runs into Reed, who is a Shazor, a witch hunter, very uptight, morally upstanding witch hunter. The two of them end up in a comedic situation together and are forced to get married. You can see where this is going, right? So that's where our story begins. Can Reed and Louise work together, overcome their differences in order to go up against her coven, her mother, the church? Can they fall in love? You'll have to find out by reading Serpent and Dub by Shelby Mahurin. This book has all sorts of great side characters, and Louise is a particularly good character. She's, if you imagine Katniss Everdeen as a witch, super funny, but really capable. So give this book a try if you like fun adventure. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. Vampires are back in 2020. I don't know about you, but I am excited. So this is a vampire fantasy that takes place in New Orleans in 1872. Our main character, Celine, is on the run from a mysterious past back in Paris. She ends up in New Orleans and ends up in a convent where she has to wait for the nuns to match her off so she can get married. In the meantime, she does what any of us would do. She ends up in a supernatural murder mystery. Bodies drained of blood are popping up in the city. Wonder who's doing that. And there's rumors of a secret society made up of people with supernatural abilities, led by a mysterious man named Sebastian Saint-Germain. So Celine gets involved with that, gets involved with a mystery, and has to help solve who is responsible for these bodies. There's fantasy, obviously, there's supernatural spookiness, there's forbidden love, and of course there's vampires. So if any of that sounds good, and how could it not, give The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh a try. The last book I'm going to talk about is a graphic novel. This is Mooncakes by Wendy Zhu and Suzanne Walker. This book is kind of the book equivalent of a hug. It's just a really fun, feel-good book. The main character, Nova Huang, is a teen witch who works in her grandma's bookstore, which is not only a regular bookstore, it's also a magical bookstore. Nova is out in the woods one day when she runs into her childhood friend, Tam, who also happens to be a werewolf. And Tam is in town because they are on the run from their abusive stepfather. So Tam comes to stay with Nova and her grandmothers, and they try to figure out who in the town is trying to exploit an old spell that would use werewolf magic. So the art in this is really beautiful. You can see, just, oh, no spoilers. It's just really beautiful artwork. Nova and Tam have a really cute love story. Tam is non-binary and uses they, them pronouns. It's just a really good feel-good story with really great art. So if any of that sounds good, you just want a feel-good story, try Mooncakes by Wendy Zhu and Suzanne Walker. If you're looking for other book recommendations, you can check out our other videos. Or if you want to talk fantasy with me or any other books with me, you can get in contact with me by finding my contact information on Middleton Public Library's team website. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.